Imagine a world without chaos. A place where we can simply breathe again. High above the clouds, far from the noise and the rush, another kind of life begins. For you alone, or with your friends.
What's up, it's Thrasher from GameRecon, and today we're diving into the cozy world of Solarpunk. This is a survival crafting game set on the floating islands in the sky, where you're captaining your own ship, building a self-sufficient farm, and automating literally everything using solar, wind, and water power. We've put in about 20 hours and hit 100% completion, so when I give you a verdict, we earned it. Here's the pitch. You wake up on a floating island in a world that runs entirely on clean technology. No gas, no pollution, no combat, nice and safe. Your job is to captain an airship, gather resources across different biomes, build basically what ends up being a functioning farm, and trade with a robot merchant that I can only describe as WALL-E's more business-like cousin. The whole aesthetic, lush greenery, glass structures, sky-high views, sunlight pouring through everything is genuinely one of the most peaceful visual experiences I've had in a game this year. Let's start with what the game absolutely nails. The automation system is the core of everything and is legitimately satisfying to build. Early on, you're doing everything manually, chopping wood, watering crops, mining iron. But as you progress, you're laying networks, building solar panels, connecting wind turbines, sprinklers, and watching your entire farm run itself while you're off exploring. There's an energy workshop that functions like a 3D printer for technology, which is pretty cool. You pull up a network display, monitor your energy consumption, balance your power grid, and suddenly what started as a simple farm feels like a precision operation. That progression from doing everything by hand to running a fully automated ecosystem is one of the most rewarding loops I've played in this genre. The building system is better than most games in this space. It uses horizontal pillars and modular pieces that actually encourage you to build something that looks good, not just a functional box. I ended up spending way more time decorating than I expected, hanging plants, bookshelves, furniture that actually makes the space feel lived in. And then there's the airship. Flying between the islands has a realistic momentum to it. You feel the weight of the ship, you can look around while piloting, which adds a layer of immersion most games skip entirely. 1 minute you're cruising through the sky, the next hovering over a new island you haven't explored yet. It's one of the better feelings in the game. Now, I have to be honest with some of the moments that made me question my own life choices. At one point, the airship's momentum carried me directly into a wall and I just died, no warning. Another time, I fell through the map and kept falling infinitely, sitting there going, "Unstick me, please," and the game just let me fall. I got ejected from my own airship with no explanation. That is a level of commitment from a bug that I genuinely respect, because one player said that their entire building foundation just kept spawning on top of a chicken, which we've heard from other gamers. Here's where GameRecon gets real with you. The islands start feeling identical after a while. You're expecting variety, and instead you get the same visual template with slightly different resources. The mining loop gets repetitive fast. It doesn't evolve from the way farming and automation systems do, and the quality of life features are missing in ways that feel inexcusable for a 2026 release. You cannot craft directly from your storage chests, and there's no quick deposit. You're manually moving items back and forth in a game that's supposedly about automation, and that disconnect gets a little frustrating. So who is it for? If you and your partner spend evenings in Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing just vibing, this was definitely made for you. Couples really like this and have spent, a lot of them have spent hours even on their first night. And another player that we researched said 15 hours in and he plays it nightly as a decompression between his more intense games. And I think that's really exactly who the target is for this game. If you need friction, stakes, danger, a story with consequences, or a survival game that makes you feel like you might really die, this is not your game. At full price, I'd tell you to wait. The game feels like it needs another patch cycle before it turns a confident full price recommendation. At $15 or $20, it's an easy buy. At launch price, wishlist it and wait for a sale. Our verdict on Solarpunk: Beautiful game, satisfying automation loop, genuinely peaceful experience, and a strong buy for the right player at the right place. If this is your genre, you already know. Subscribe to GameRecon for more honest intel. Drop your questions below, and we'll see you in the next one.